Welcome to Lisbon, the capital of Portugal. Meet Mark, a young, energetic entrepreneur who moved to live in Lisbon.
I'm originally from Estonia. I've been to US, I've been to Singapore, I lived a little bit in Dubai. I've traveled across European few countries, spent some time in Italy and lived in France, south of France, some time in London. So today and here now in Portugal, Lisbon.
Mark lives in a new building in the city center. He agreed to answer my questions about how much an apartment and life cost in Lisbon, where is the best place to do business today, and why he chose Portugal among all the countries.
When you go to new countries, in some countries you find that, okay, there are like check marks, what I like about this place, about this country, about this city, and what I don't like. It's actually a very hard task to find a perfect city, a perfect country for you. Actually, it also depends on a life stage where you are. Are you a student? Do you have kids? Now, are you going to some country where you want to apply for work, or you're just relocating with your business? For us today, it was just great weather. It was great local people, very welcome, friendly, delicious food, and some lifestyle that we found ourselves very comfortable to live in. Definitely, it's not easy to find right away from the first migration, relocation, great city, but at the end today I can say to you that we're very happy with our choice in Lisbon, Portugal.
Is it easy to move to Portugal?
Since I'm EU citizen, then for me it's easier than might be for US citizens or citizens outside of EU. For me it was actually very easy. You just relocate, you go to some city council, department, takes you 20 minutes, you register yourself, you receive like a EU certificate that now you moved to Lisbon, Portugal, and that's it. And then you just say to a country that, you know what, now I'm officially tax resident as well here in Portugal, but not in Estonia, and then you continue your tax business from here. So I would say from paperwork, that was easy. But then it comes to apartment, finding the flat. Real estate market here in Lisbon is actually right now, I would say, overcrowded. It's hyped. So when we came in, it was the first that we started actually to think about this city was 2022, so like last year. And this year we started to get in touch with real estate agents. And I can tell you what actually impressed me. They actually care about helping you, locals. That's what we found out. They answer you after 5 p.m. You can actually negotiate deal on Saturday night. On Sunday morning, you can actually get on a call. If you are not in a country, they will tell you that, you know what, not a problem. We can do you a WhatsApp video tour in your future apartment. For me, that was very important. And I said to many real estate agents, once you confirm that you found a perfect apartment for us, the pictures are great for us, the conditions are great, I'm ready to fly in. But also you understand sometimes that time consuming, energy consuming, well, and money wise, you just fly in for 1-2 apartments and maybe you say no, so you go back. So flying an apartment here was a bit of a challenge, but finally we actually managed it.
Can I see the apartment?
Sure, let's go, let's have a tour. We live in an apartment approximately 90 square meters, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and 1 living room. It's a brand new building. It was built in 2020 or 19.
If you need help finding an apartment in Lisbon, feel free to message me on WhatsApp or Telegram. All my contacts are below. And if you like my videos and want to support me, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
We pay rent 3,100. It was kind of like an auction for this apartment. The start price was lower. Then we offered, say, okay, we can pay like 100 euros more per month. They say like, okay, nice. Then you negotiate the deposits and actually you provide kind of like a resume about yourself. But for me, for a business person, it was very strange because I understood that, okay, I need to tell who am I, what is my life partner doing, what's my business, to tell a story about me. I sent even a picture, like a couple pictures to the real estate agent, so I can convince them that we're actually interested, we're genuinely would take care of the apartment, and we're very nice, good looking people. I don't know. So when a real estate agent said to me, okay, landlord, the owner of the apartment, said that he will rent it out to you. So you can book your flight, you can come in, and we can actually now go to the lawyer's office and sign papers. So yeah, we went to the lawyer's office and just signed the papers, and super easy.
And the communal services like internet, paying for the water, for electricity.
Well, you adjust yourself when you come to a new country, the way how you pay, the first, I would say, setting up for the apartment, like bank account, all of that. It's not that bureaucratic as the locals or some peoples might say. I mean, I come from Estonia. For me, everything that's not 100% digital already kind of like bureaucratic procedures. But you also kind of understand it, and you also know that you'll do it only once. I don't know, for bank account took me like maybe 1 working day, 2 working days complete. I got a bank account open. It was very easy for me to sign contracts for water, electricity. They will explain you in English everywhere. In a bank, you go to the setting up your utility bills like water, electricity. Everyone over there speaks English. If now, they will try to help you. They have no problem if you use the Google Translator, totally fine with that. I've had the experience to rent an apartment in Italy, south of France, Dubai. In Dubai, it's easy. Everyone speaks English over there. But Italy and France was very hard for us. And I understood that, okay, if we relocate here, we might actually see the same thing. But what happened was that they all perfectly speak English. They're very polite and nice. And we didn't feel any language barrier at all. And also, if you're like relocating with the family papers, there are many companies here already well known, established, who help you with the entire process, like with the maybe golden visa for business people, relocating just business, just family, helping to find your school, kindergarten for your kids. This business here is very experienced, has a history, and you can just go and choose from many companies and service providers that there are here.
Do you think it's a good idea to buy an apartment here in Lisbon, or you prefer to rent?
Prior to Lisbon, we lived in Nice, south of France, and we felt ourselves like being a little bit on a very too relaxed mode, too chill mode. So we understood that, okay, we would like to be in a city center. So that's why we chose to live in a city center of Lisbon. Lisbon actually has like 2 city centers. One is very touristic place where a lot of like hills up and down and narrow streets and too crowded. And we live in upper city center. The ground is more flat. The walking areas are more enjoyable. It's also very green. Lots of parks here. And I can tell you that Lisbon is the city of like 15-minute city concept that we enjoy. Talking about buying an apartment, right now, I'm not a real estate expert agent here. I don't know all the trends in the market in Portugal, but it feels that it's overpriced. It feels that, and we actually help that because our rent is 3,100 plus utility bills, plus we use bi-weekly the cleaning service. To round it up, we pay 3,500 euros per month. And I understand that the local salary is around like 1,000. The minimum wage is less. So you need to understand that we actually help to grow this real estate price, at least renting bubble. Thanks to the people like me, it grows. And locals say that we kind of like it that you come and we can sell you some services, you go to the restaurants, you leave some tips and so on. But also we understand that it's hard for us. Somewhere read a story, like an article, that Lisbon used to be like a last year or 2 years ago #1 city for expats, for digital nomads, but now it's like on a 5th or 6th position just due to the real estate prices. And buying here, again, depends. If you need just to allocate somewhere your money and you understand that this city still is very attractive for many tourists. If I'm not mistaken, the third of the GDP comes from the tourism. So lots of Airbnbs, lots of hotels. That's actually a very attractive business here. So that's one of the way why business people from the outside are coming in, buying real estate, and they understand like plus minus 5% on the price. Doesn't matter. We are thinking long term, and we feel comfortable of buying this property here.
Do you know how much this apartment would cost?
Right now, as we speak, we have in the same building, in other apartments, selling same square meters, same rooms, and the cost price is 1 million euros. So feels like it's going down, because like last year I checked on the same apartment and the price would be like 1.1 million, 1.2 million in euros, and now it feels like it's going down. And just a little experience from talking to real estate agents here in Lisbon, they all talk about the correlation, what the market will correlate itself, and they all in a position that a little bit waiting for this, like all the market will go down. But as I said, I'm not a real estate expert, so I don't know what actually will happen. And for us, it feels very comfortable to rent right now and to actually understand the city and the country and the mentality. So we decided that we will rent in a city center for the next maybe 2 years for sure. We feel comfortably, even for 5 years, like longer term. We understand that we might move into a townhouse, duplex building. We'll see how it will go. For now, we're very happy being just in a city center, feeling the vibe and the energy of the city.
Do you feel yourself safe when you walk the streets here in Lisbon?
Definitely safe. And compared to many cities where I lived in, usually you, within, 2 or 3 months, when you start to settle in, you start to talk to expats, you start to talk to locals, and you kind of get the vibe that, okay, don't go into this neighborhood, be careful during the night on those streets, like they are partying on the weekends, so avoid them. And you kind of like collect this information. And what I loved about Lisbon, that none of the conversations are actually going on here about that. And I feel comfortable that we can walk on our own wherever we want. Talking about criminal level as well here, I can tell you that it's very low. I read in some article that one of the lowest in entire Europe, even like goes somewhere from Switzerland and maybe one second country, and then there is a Portugal and Lisbon. Also, my check marks were not just the safety. I mean, even in cities with a higher criminal level, you can distance yourself from it, yeah? Especially when you're a business person, business owner, you can rent or buy a property in a better neighborhoods, you just change your lifestyle and all of that. But in Lisbon, we understood that definitely this will be our case. We will feel ourselves safe, but our check marks were that we can go out and just enjoy the lifestyle being in, because we didn't relocate here to find a job. We didn't relocate here at the first to start a new business in Portugal. But I can tell you that Portugal right now feels, for me and for many of in our community, all the trends is like uptrending right now, that you can start on your own business here. The entry level into the business area is very easy and comfortable. As an EU citizen, to start a business in Germany or Portugal or France, it's very hard. In France, higher taxes. In Germany, very different taxation and different systems how to actually start a business. I know a few of people here who came here as just for retirement, and they thought that they will enjoy the rest of their life over here with ocean views and all of that, but came down that they actually started to think, you know what, we might actually start a small business here. We might buy a small building, start our small Airbnb, apart hotel business, something. We can buy a property, rent it out. The entire ecosystem is actually open towards it. It's actually saying like, if you want to come in and if you want to relocate, if you want to rent or buy, if you want to start a business here, there are many good looking services and companies who would actually open their hands and say like, yes, please come in, we will help you. They are all transparent and it's super easy. And then the community, lots of expats from UK and US. English, international groups. People are open.
Where do you see more business opportunities in Portugal for expats coming here and what they can do here? What kind of business to establish?
It all comes down to your own personal experience. And then it comes down, can you do this the same in the country or no? The GDP is not very high. You need to understand that. And just to remember that the working force is very affordable and you can start a business here. All you need is just coming in with your new mindset and try to help them, put them together, bring your own experience, maybe some assets here, like financials. For me right now, whatever actually concerns the service, just like service companies, that's very easy to start here. Any business that touches, I would say, property management, for sure, super easy for people from outside to start, come in.
From your point of view, what are the most promising parts of the world and the country's jurisdictions for young, ambitious people who want to run business?
I will share a little bit of like personal feeling. What I got when I started to travel around the world is that I understood I kind of have advantage to many people just because I have the EU passport. And the first feeling when I started to travel like all around the world, that I hate that we have as people, we label by just color of the passport. I have friends with the great minds, great specialists, and they're still right now trying to get into the Europe. And I understand just because I was born in like one particular piece of land that gives me a huge advantage in front of them. I can travel all around here. I even like just recently, like maybe 3-4 years ago, I discovered that there are like some crazy rules to get into the Europe if you're like from African continent or Latin America. All of that got me the understanding that, well, you need to know your possibilities, starting with your passport, starting with your mentality, starting where you're coming from, and the level of risk you're actually ready to take in. I have some friends in very, for me, chaotic and I would say even scary territories in Africa. And for them, that's totally fine to live under the like crazy situations, like war going on there. And for them, they actually approach entirely different your question. There is no perfect answer for me to say to you right now, answer your question saying, you know what, today there was a huge business opportunity in China. But also me and you, we know that last year was the highest when many millionaires and wealthy people just left China. And I've heard stories like people right now going there. Also, like, is it like a good place to go there or no? Many people actually, I've heard even coming to Portugal, but I actually met many locals who said like, you know what, we're tired of like local life here. We're tired of all the bureaucratic life here, all the problems, all the survival mode. We want to leave Portugal and we want to go to UK. We want to go somewhere else. So they're like, those people are everywhere. And I wouldn't just come down to one country, one industry, one continent, especially like right now, dynamic world. I lived for many years not knowing well where I will be in the next 5-6 months, like literally. And even last year when we celebrated the New Year Eve, I said, you know what, honestly, I have no idea where we will be the next New Year Eve, like where we'll live. And today, talking to you, I can tell you last year, like I didn't know exactly that I will live in Portugal. I had some thoughts, maybe yes, maybe no. 2 test runs that we did, they actually helped us. And we came down here, we actually tested and saw it all by our own eyes. And that's what actually then it was decided that yes, we will do it.
We decided to continue our conversation about living in Lisbon at one of the nearby restaurants with a cup of coffee. Many people asking, what about Porto, Algarve or Lisbon?
We didn't went to many cities. I can tell you that we've been to Porto And we didn't like somehow the climate, the humidity over there. It's not that warm as in Lisbon, and the city is too old. Lisbon is also not so young city, but Porto felt more like an old town. But here in Lisbon, we found that there is a old town and also like city center. That's a new one that I told you about. Like it's very flat, without all the hills, and kind of different vibe here. South of Portugal, amazing to go and just visit. As for the tourism, it's very beautiful. The nature, amazing views. On our life stage right now, we would like to be in a kind of like big city, just like a normal city vibe, and be here around all the people, expats, events, everything is happening in Lisbon. So it's like a heart of Portugal, I would say.
What are your favorite places in Lisbon?
We enjoy going out, and we like to go out for breakfast, lunches, dinners, and in our Google Maps, we have approximately like 360 places to go to. So I can say that a lot. And that was one of the selling points for us to come to Lisbon, that we can actually go and try different cuisines, definitely local one, some European, some even there are like Latin American restaurants here, Chinese, Japanese, Korean restaurants are here as well. So there are like a lot of places where to go to. That's what we love about the Lisbon. Just going out, events, concerts, lots of things happening here.
Where do you go for grocery shopping?
Super easy, just around the house. I come from a city where big malls, they killed all the small businesses, like all small grocery shops. And here, they have few shopping malls, big ones in the city center, but in each neighborhood, they still have those small ground floor businesses, like laundry, grocery, all of that. It's still living and people go to them and they support local business. And they have this feeling like, well, why would I go to some big brand shopping mall, I don't know, like bigger store where I have here a local farmer coming in, bringing his own fruits, vegetables. I would rather buy it. And what's also interesting about here, Portugal, lots of places that we still use today, I don't know, like car wash place, laundry, they are not on Google Maps. At first it was like, well, super uncomfortable. You like Google places, you try to find them, like services. I'm not talking about the restaurants and big things. And you just go around on your own and you find them just in local language. They're here working, they will speak English or try to help you. And you can just buy some service over there.
So this was how you found this grocery shop?
Yep. Exactly. Basically, just walking around the streets. Oh my God, wow, some shop here. And I checked that, I don't know, on my Google Maps, it didn't pop up. I was like, wow, good, actually. And now I just go there when we need to. So the vibe is great here. And it's all about like sometimes finding those hidden gems in a city and you just adore them. It's something like this positive and very welcoming environment overall here.
What are the downsides of living in Portugal? Who would not be a good fit here?
I found only one, but that's like super specific to me. I come from northern part of Europe, and I love Scandinavian Norwegian salmon. And here they have their own salmon, but this is it. But I believe that we always will miss something from our home town, like from our country where we came from. But we did a very thorough homework, which city to choose. What do we are looking for? What should be in this city? What should be in this country? What is it that we're looking for? And when we just came here for 2 times as a test runs, all our check marks were fulfilled. But yeah, this is the place. Let's try it. We don't say that this place will be our home for the next 10, 20 years. We don't know that. But for the next couple years, for sure. The most important is how you feel in this place yourself. And we just found that we feel very comfortable, safe, confident, and we enjoy the life here. As we say from business industry, we both had the experience of emotion like, hell yeah. We came here tested, saw it. Even after 2 months or 3 months, we revisioned again our opinion, and me and my partner, we asked ourselves again, is it still hell yeah? And we just went to our check marks, our list, and we said, you know what, yes, it's still good, we still feel that way, and it's just like, hell yes, still the experience. I might change it, who knows it, but just saying today that we're very happy here.
So, do you want to move and live in Lisbon? Or do you have any questions left? Please write in the comments. And if you need my help to move and live in Portugal, feel free to message me on WhatsApp or Telegram. All my contacts are below. And like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel so you won't miss anything exciting in the future. That's it for today, and I look forward to welcoming you in Lisbon.